Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games. Welcome to this evening's stream where I'm going to be painting some Space Marines. In fact, I'm going to drop my chair down just a touch so I can see myself on the... Hi! Hi Wicked D. Hi Pete the Hydrator. Hi everyone.
Pete the Hydrator would like you to give them the wave.
Hi Pete. Hi. Tonight I'm going to be painting some Space Marines. I've got 5 of these guys. This is a recon squad. These are from Forge World, so sadly we don't sell these guys in the shop. They are resin figures. And I'm painting these guys up for my Alpha Legion. So this is just the first stages. So what I'm going to plan on doing tonight is working on these 2 guys specifically that I've got in my hand. I might get a bit of paint on some of the others, but starting with these 2 guys, and what I'm going to do is paint their cloaks primarily, and then we're going to move on to doing a couple of other bits and pieces as well. Hi Tony! Whew. Right. So, got a whole bunch of guys. Got some more of these guys here. Got some more of those guys. So we'll see how we get on with the 2 that I've got. And then I've also got these fantastic Linnean Terminators, which are also Forge World goodies. That I've pimped up, shall we say, with some power fists and chain fist attachments, because I played a game the other week and I have a squad of these guys that have power axes, and they came up against one of my opponent's dreadnoughts and they just could not hurt it at all, so I needed some heavier weapons. That's why these ones got power fists, so they can do some extra smiting. Hi Koronoko! Why have I got a bowl of salad and a lobster in front of my face?
Because Pete's decided that that's what you need for the stream. Keep you going, because you don't want to go hungry, do you?
No, fair enough. So, I've decided that seeing as my guys are going to have, they've got this nice kind of turquoisey coloured armour, they need to have some camo cloaks. There are snipers and what have you, so we're going to give them camo cloaks. And Mrs. MLG suggested that I'd paint them in a urban scheme the other day. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to try and do an urban camo effect on the or block effect, shall we say, on their cloaks, and we're going to see what that looks like. So I've undercoated them just with some Reaper pure black, the cloaks, and then we're going to try and don't know where to start really. I guess just pick a spot. So I'm going to do it in a large kind of blocky pattern, and then we'll see what it looks like. So just some random shapes on here in a various tones of grey. Try and observe the folds and what have you in the material as I'm putting the basic shapes on. So that's got a little bit of a fold in there, and definitely a fold there. So I reckon that the thing's going to change direction slightly from that. There we go. Right, and then we'll just block that in. Like that will go across there like that. So this is some Reaper, what is it? Reaper Stone Grey that I'm using here. And it's going to take a couple of coats over the black to get the blockiness that I want. And if it looks really random, then we can just paint back over, because we're putting the paint on so thin. I'll just go back and paint over it if I decide it doesn't look right when I've finished. Did a little bit of research on camo cloaks and chameleon cloaks for Space Marines, and I've seen some absolutely amazing paint jobs that people have done where they've done the minis sort of coming out of cloaking, and they've drawn.
Pete says, "Where's the pink?"
Don't have pink for sneaking around. Don't have pink for sneaking around. Yeah, I've seen some absolutely fantastic ones where they've drawn a line down the middle of the mini.
Maybe we should make
as
a
if it's
string books
uncloaking.
that just says paint something pink.
Maybe.
Or paint some pink, so you've got to put pink on something.
Okay. make it so.
Oh, okay.
In the words of Captain Picard. Oh yeah, so they've got a line down the middle as if the cloaking effect is wearing off, and they look really cool. But I think that is beyond my scope for this project. More of a display piece, I think, for that type of effect. I need to get from there over there and then back into there. It's quite hard observing folds. I'm trying to work out what you're doing when you're working around folds of fabric.
How are you deciding?
So I'm just trying to look at what's happening, which direction does the fabric go in with the fold, and then try and make my mind up how we're going to change the direction of the camo pattern, because the camo would be random or semi-random anyway, like printed or whatever onto the material. It's going to be quite strange. I don't know. Don't know if this is going to look alright or it's just going to look weird.
Tony says, I can add Space Marines to my list of minis that I've never painted. Started one or two, but never finished one. Pete says, I went to the shop today and got attacked by an ex-member of staff. Was Dan lurking about?
Mm-hmm.
We've got a couple of ex-members of staff. It could have been a number of them. Who have moved on to pastures new.
Yeah. Yeah, James came in the other day that used to work for us.
I can't remember James. You said this to me the other day and I genuinely can't remember James. You're going to have to show you a picture or something.
Okay.
That is no thing against James, it's just that my memory is terrible.
He was a barber as well. He left.
Wiki D says, was he the tall, skinny lad? Was James tall and skinny? I vaguely remember a barber now you're saying.
Yeah. He was like baldy with glasses.
No. Nope, don't remember that.
Yeah.
Pete says, yes, Dan harassed me, so I didn't get what I popped in for. He just hangs around now. We keep trying to shoo him out with a broom, but he's not having none of it. Come on, Dan, shoo, go home. What was he doing? Was he distracting my staff? Do I need to smack his bottom? Wiki D says, oh, no, not the one I'm thinking of. What are you thinking of then? What are you thinking of?
No, the tall, skinny one is Ryan that still works for us.
Wore his hat backwards is Ryan, and he still works there.
Yeah. He's a good lad, Ryan.
He's very good, yes. He's a very, very good member of staff. And a nice person as well. Pete says, yes, he was trying to kidnap them. No. What? What was it? What? Come on, rat him out. Not seen him for a while, says Wicked D. Well, they all work part time, you see. They all work different shifts. So it depends when you go in. Yeah, but what was he doing? What was he doing, Pete?
Was trying to kidnap the staff.
Anyway, you distracted me from making this pink card for you. Unless, of course, you don't want a pink card, Pete. Wicked D says, I'm obviously not spending enough time in the shop. Well, that is very true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Oh, Wicked D's got some awesome news as well.
All right. Cool.
So Wicked D is streaming after us tonight, playing Gartic Phone, which is always lots of fun. It's a game that like you draw along, and funny drawings happen. I'm not very good at describing that. Wicked D is much better at describing it than me. After us at 9 o'clock, and Wicked D has now got to the level of 50 followers, which means that we can all do channel reward points, etc., etc. And has also today got her first subscriber.
Awesome.
Woo, yeah.
Well done. Well done, Wicked D. That's cool. Are we going to be playing some Gartic Phone later?
Oh, I assume so.
I have plans for TV time later.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you telling us?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you watch that Moon Knight thing with me. At least the first episode and see whether it's any good.
Oh, yes, you want to. Pete says, I need to arrange a day to come down and do some painting. I might wait until the kids go back to school. Well, and that'll give you more free time, surely. The kids are back at school. But yes, the gaming floor is open 7 days a week.
Yep. Could set you up with a nice table in the window, Pete, so you get some natural light for your painting.
And watch the peeps go by.
So, where was I? Stone Grey. This is some Reaper Stone Grey that I am just applying. So once I've got a little bit of this on here, then we'll move on and we'll get some white out. Actually, no, we won't go straight into white. We're going to get some weathered stone and some slate grey. Weathered stone is another Reaper paint, and slate grey is a Green Stuff World paint. And they're different grey tones, so we're going to get those out next. And apply a bit of those into this.
Moon Knight is great. You'll love it, Mrs. MLG. The lead actor is very handsome. Oh, I don't find people handsome. I'm a very strange girl. When we used to go out in the old days around town, and my friends used to go, "Oh, what kind of man are you attracted to?" Blah blah. I'm not attracted to anyone. I only like you, don't I?
So you tell me.
I'm not very. I like personality. I'm not very good at looks.
Which is lucky for me.
No, you didn't look like that when I first met you. You had personality and looks.
And now I've just
got.
got.
Matured into a perfect gentleman. Someone says that's. Oh, hi, Moxie. Moxie's got fancy, awesome neon things that nobody else has got. Tony says. That's as much peopling as I can manage for a few years. I've been in the shop in the last 12 months. Has Tony been in the shop in the last 12 months?
Yeah.
Have you seen Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, did he when he brought the thing?
When he brought the things in.
Ah, yes, of course. I wasn't there. I don't even know what day it is, so I've got no hope, have I? Wicked D says, you're really doing a great hype up there. That's why? What's wrong with that? I think he's lovely. Oh, I think you're lovely. I have been out for the day and left you all on your own with Gizmo, who then sulked because me and Little Miss wasn't here and went and sat in his crate, in his bed, and ignored you, didn't he?
He did.
Which was
And
nice,
I,
wasn't
and,
it?
and I had to go and fetch him to make him go walk. I had to fool him. So we could get out the house and get some fresh air. What was that?
The dishwasher.
Aha. Right. Yeah, I'm not totally sure on this this pattern I'm doing here, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. So we're going to get slate grey and weathered stone, which are colours that are normally used for basing. To be fair, fresh air is very expensive, says Pete. It's not really. You could just go outside and get some for free. Right then, so this is some, I'm not going to get half as much out as I did before. This is some slate grey. This is Green Stuff World slate grey we're going to use next. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, next to the panel, next to the panels that I've just done, I'm going to put a little stripe of this slightly darker grey against the black, just to try and break it up a little bit, so it's not all black. We'll do a couple little patterns with this. This isn't quite as bad as trying to do freehand shoulder insignia. But I kind of still feel like I should be doing straighter lines than I am doing. Right, so bit of that like that, and let's have a couple of lines going on down here, down this way. I'm intrigued now about Dan trying to kidnap our staff. I don't know what's going on. I shall have to get a briefing when I'm back to work tomorrow.
Pete says fresh air is very expensive. That means putting clothes on electric is getting expensive. But surely if you're not in the house, you're not using any electric because you're outside.
Yeah.
Apparently he brought a cute dog in as well. So he's kidnapping dogs now to make people talk to him. Is that what you're trying to tell us, Pete? So come on, what did he do? What's he been up to? Do I need to ban him? But Uncle says, I once did freehand shoulder pads for a friend's imperial fists. Never again.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be hard and extremely time consuming. I'm not a fan of the freehand. I've put some feelers out on Facebook to see if anybody's got an Alpha Legion transfer sheet from Forge World that they haven't used some of, because it's a large sheet of transfers and it comes with a whole bunch of vehicle and banner pieces and what have you, but a lot of people don't bother using the shoulder pad bits, and I don't really fancy trying to hand paint shoulder pads, so I asked to see if anybody's got some that they're not going to use that I might be able to trade or what have you with them for these guys, because otherwise I'm going to end up trying to paint the Alpha Legion symbol by hand, and I can imagine that that's going to take me some time.
There you go, Pete. I've made a card that says that you've got to paint pink somewhere on the miniature.
Wow. Have you made it really hard to get?
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
What kind of dog was it then, Pete? Come on, you're not very forthcoming with these information.
Yeah, we need details.
Today I have met a llama and an alpaca. We have seen some baby lambs being born, but there's too many people and we didn't actually see them like plop out. But we did see them like covered in gunk and whatever, and their mum cleaning them up. And then we did also see a lady at the end of the day who had opened a gate that really she wasn't supposed to open, and was holding the gate open and going, excuse me, member of staff, there seems to be a lamb that seems to have miraculously escaped from its pen over here. It's like, maybe because you've opened the gate there, love. That was quite funny. Tony says, every time you do freehand, I catch myself thinking, what were you thinking at your age? And then find myself doing it again sometime later. Pete says, I'm not sure what happened after I left. It was a collie, I think. What was he saying to you? Where was he trying to take the stuff? Come on, Pete. Is that why it's been really quiet? There was no staff in the shop. Am I gonna turn up and there'll be no stock either?
Yeah. We've been robbed.
Yeah. It was quite funny. Last night on the cameras, a very drunk man walked into the window and fell on the floor. Yeah. He got up. He was fine. But it made me chuckle when I looked at the camera to see why the alert had gone off, and saw this mister just wobble into the window and slide down it and then crawl on his hands and knees across to the other window and the other camera.
Yeah, it was a bit.
All right.
It was a bit surreal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, he obviously didn't see it, did he? He didn't see that massive window.
Yeah.
You've been framed. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I'm not that mean. How are you doing over there?
All right. I'm just going to put a little bit of weathered. I'm not sure about this. My efforts here. I'm not sure about this. We might have to have a review in a minute. I'm going to put this this lighter grey on.
V Monaco in the house says, "What's that guy?"
This guy is an Alpha Legion Recon Marine that I am trying to paint his camo cloak without messing it up. He is a Forge World resin mini, which I've had for a long time, and I've finally got round to painting. Ooh.
Ooh, Pete's got a chest, Pete's got a chest, Pete's got a chest, do, Pete's got a chest.
He's after that painted pink card.
Does he need a name, V Monaco says?
I'm afraid he doesn't, because he's called Alpha Arius. Because all the Alpha Legion legionaries refer to themselves
Pete the
as
Hydrator
Alpha
says
Arius.
hands up for 5 seconds.
Everybody put your hands up! Yeah, free, you just put your hands up.
Whip, 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 whip. That must have been more than 5 seconds. Hands up!
Pete the Hydrator is the best.
Oh, the card said so. Must be true. Must be true.
Yeah. I'm not liking this.
Monaco says, okay, doesn't need a name. Doesn't need a backstory.
Pete the Hydrator likes to party.
We like to party.
Yeah. Why ever not?
Have they? This is my question. That'll be my next question. Have they got a backstory already? Like, are they something?
Yeah, they're a faction of Space Marines that excel at subterfuge and stealth missions, and they're very good at disrupting the enemy's supplies and all that kind of jazz. So they're very secretive, the Alpha Legion. They don't advertise their warfare, shall we say, like other factions. No, this is looking terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna show it off. I'm not liking this. It started off with a bit of promise, but sorry.
Right.
Hide your out.
Towards your chest. Right. No. There. Little tiny.
Okay. Right then. That thing's crazy.
So the reason Moxie's getting all these cool things that nobody else has got is because Moxie is our only Stream Loot subscriber, and we are very grateful for that. Thank you very much. And that's what the little neon things are. And I've never seen that before.
Yeah. So you can't. There's 4 different greys on there, although you can't really tell. Now, I think I've just made it too busy. I think we might just have to redo it.
Tony says, I think this chap looks like a Jeremy.
A Jeremy.
Zimako says, how did this one end up joining? What event got him started down the marine path? And Pete says, it needs something. Hey, Joe.
He obviously was, well, not obviously. That's the wrong phrase, wrong turn of phrase. So I reckon that he was recruited because he wanted to do the right thing. He wanted to help the armies of the Imperium expand and grow and bring more worlds within the realm of the Imperium. And his superiors thought that was a good idea. That he showed the right attributes, so that indoctrinated him in. And everyone knows that the Alpha Legion are like good guys. Really, they're just trying to do the right thing. Just don't like it. But black is too much. I think I might just paint the whole cloak grey. I think we might just do that. Might just paint the whole cloak grey and see and go from there. See if I can just shade it up grey. I think that might have to be it. I did think about making it another colour that contrasts with the turquoise, like pink. Pink's directly opposite turquoise on my colour wheel, but then that might look a bit weird. Pink and turquoise.
Tony says, I can see Jeremy and Derek. He is a Necron, you know. Derek is a Necron.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I can see Jerry and Derek locked eyes across the battlefield. The rest is another Richard Curtis rom-com. Orange works well with turquoise, says Karanoko.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about, because they're on the... I've mounted all of these guys on the Sector Mechanicus bases, and I was thinking about making the bases, like the deck plating of the Sector Mechanicus bases, making that like a muted orange, which would go perfectly with some of the terrain that we have on our 40k tables at the shop. We have some fantastic MDF terrain from TT Combat that we have, and it is painted in orange and red and turquoise, so it would be ideal to do the bases that way. But I think that might be too much to do the camo cloaks in that colour as well.
Wiki D says pink and turquoise would look awesome together. Geralt says all storylines have to go through Derek for final approval. Imanako says pink and turquoise were a great fad in the 80s. Well, we are 80s babies.
Yeah.
And Moxie says, why don't you break it up with a darker grey in sections?
Yeah. I think that's what I might have to do. Is so if I go with all this grey, which is the slate grey, the Green Stuff World slate grey. Go with this, and then we'll go with a darker grey in areas. I think in some panels we'll just have some larger panels of a darker grey without trying to make it too busy, because I think it's just making it too hard to see what's going on. Although that is kind of the idea, isn't it? But it disrupts the shape of the thing that you're supposed to be camouflaging. So I guess it was working, but I didn't like it. Didn't like how it looked. So we'll try again. What have we got there? Yeah, so he's got it kind of like round over his head through his around the top of his armour there. His exposed head. Right. We'll let that dry while we sort out the other guy. So these guys are Alpha Legion Space Marines, and they are for the 30k or Horus Heresy version of Warhammer. And you can use them in 40k as well. Perfectly usable as a unit in 40k, but they're primarily designed for the Horus Heresy, which is getting a second edition in the not too distant future. It's been a long time coming, and I've been collecting models for this rules set for a long time, and now the new rules are coming. It's time to start actually getting some paint on my collection. So that is what I'm doing. I've got two little factions. I've got the Alpha Legion, and I've also got some Night Lords because I think they're particularly cool. So the Alpha Legion are these stealthy guys, and they you can paint them in a variety of ways. Earlier on, I read a little bit out of a book that I have that is another book that I've had for quite some time, which is called Legion, written by Dan Abnett, which is a Black Library book from Games Workshop, and it's set in the Horus Heresy and features the Alpha Legion, and it describes their armour as being purple with green shoulder pads. But most of the time when you see the Alpha Legion painted up in kind of promo shots and whatever, they're in a turquoisey armour, normally a metallic turquoise, but I didn't like that, so I decided to go with an opaque version. But then after I read this chapter in the book where it describes their armour as being purple with green, I thought, that sounds pretty cool. So I might actually do a unit in that style as well. They could be like from a different portion of the Legion. So Space Marine chapters, as they are in 40k, used to be legions in the times of the Horus Heresy, which is set 10,000 years before. So the idea is that there was 20 legions originally. Game.
Can I ask a question in between?
Oh yeah, go on then.
Hey Roy. Neiman says, I have a very important question for you.
Okay.
If drow elves live underground, where would they get the wood to make their bows?
Are they? There are trees and other things growing in the Underdark that they use, particularly hardy fungi and what have you that produce hard enough material to make bows and other things. Okay. So where was I going? So originally there were 20 legions of Space Marines. Games Workshop have in their background have detailed 18 of them, leaving the other 2 for people to kind of make up their own stories and chapters and whatever things. But no special rules exist for them because they want people to kind of make their own stories. Which is pretty cool. So the Alpha Legion are the 20th Legion. They were the last to be rediscovered in the backstory. And so the Alpha Legion are the stealthy, sneaky, sabotagey kind of guys. And the other faction that I really like are the Night Lords, and they are just stone cold killers, basically. So their idea is that in order to bring worlds into compliance to the Imperium, that they should make everybody really scared of not being on their side. So if everybody's so scared, then they can't break any laws. Oh look, Pete knew I had my glass in my hand. Yeah, that they were so scared that they wouldn't deviate from the law or whatever. And the not the Alpha Legion, the Night Lords have got a reputation for being murderers and criminals, basically. So they went traitor really easy, which is what the Horus Heresy is all about. Do I need another hydrate? I don't know if I've lost track. Because the Horus Heresy is that half of the legions turn against the Imperium and decide that they want to do something a bit different. So, although we're painting Alpha Legion tonight, at some point in the not too distant future, we're going to be doing some Night Lords. I think I might have shown off my Night Lords Dreadnought last night. So we'll come back to those camo cloaks in a minute. I've just got some Army Painter, very aptly named Hydra Turquoise, because the Alpha Legion are described as being the sons of the Hydra, and the chapter symbol is a 3-headed Hydra. So I'm just going to use this Hydra Turquoise just to highlight the edges.
Wicked D says, Army Painter, boo!
Wow, what's wrong with the
Wicked D tried an Army Painter paint, didn't like it. There are some good colours in the Army Painter range. They're just not as, you need to water them down more than Reaper, that's all.
Yes.
How am I going to make this water effect in these bottles? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't generally use too many Army Painter paints, but this one just happens to be just the right colour for what I wanted.
So what is your favourite colour or favourite paint? Do you have a favourite paint that you always seem to use all the time?
I do seem to use a lot of Dragon Red, which is the Reaper Dark Red. Do seem to use that a lot.
A lot. What about everybody else? Does everybody else have like a colour they always seem to reach for when they're painting? Mickey says they do have some awesome colours, but they are gloopy, and no matter how much water I use, it just went bleh. They are a completely different type of paint to Reaper, I must admit. I started with Army Painter paints and moved to various other brands and tend to have not gone back. There are some really good colours, but they are, as a new painter, as Wicked is as well, they are a completely different consistency and a completely different feel for us newbies. But there are some really nice colours in there. I like the jungle green, the bright green. Tony says, I quite like Army Painted paints. They can need a little bit of a different approach. See, that's more eloquently put, Tony. I knew you'd be able to put it better than me. But since I water every paint down to within an inch of its life, I don't mind them. Moxie says that his go-to paint is black. Wiki D says, I got a Citadel paint to try as I liked the pink shade of the bottle. What? I got a Citadel paint to try as I liked the pink shade the bottle did flummox me. Oh, because you used to drop bottles and they're, yeah. You can put your paintbrush or your paintbrush cap in the hinge to hold it open, if that helps. Yes, I like black. I have black and white on my desk all the time, and all the other colours are away. Thank you for the Streamloots chest purchase. If anybody would like to join in with the Streamloots, it's streamloots.com, Mike Lancer Games. Oh, Mike Lancer actually, up there. And you can make us do silly things. You do not have to, but you know, if you want him to do something daft, then you can use the channel.
Like paint some in grey, green, pink, even, whatever. Or
you can make him do other stupid stuff.
Words are not my friends today.
Words fail me. Yeah, so today, what's everybody been up to today? Is it a holiday for you all because it's half term, or is it still just going back to work? I took the day off because I'm a big skive bum and took little Miss out to see some animals at a local petting zoo. And she had an awesome time and held a newborn chick and a guinea pig and fed lots of goats. Goats are her favourite. She wasn't particularly bothered about anything else, to be fair. I think she'd have just sat with the goats all day. And in the end, one of the goats wasn't even bothered about her feeding it. It just wanted its chest rubbing. It was just having like a nice time being stroked. Whereas normally they just want to eat everything in the world, don't they? But
so greedy.
It was just content, just being in her company, which was lovely. Tony says desaturated browns, desaturated greens, and a ludicrous amount of purple to shade all sorts of things. You wouldn't believe where I sneak purple in. Wiki D is still off work. Whoop whoop. Tony says, I sussed out that if I paint in, and then there's no more words, so I'm not quite sure whether I'm missing on that one. Wiki D says, today I cleaned and played Switch games and did puppy training. Well, that's alright, you're on holiday, you're allowed. The Bold GM says, back to work. Yesterday, even a 12-hour workday, thanks to the lovely barbecue weather here in the Netherlands. You got nice weather. It was sea fret where we were, so misty and damp and cold where I was.
And it's been beautiful sunshine here.
Sunshine where you was, and it's only like, I don't know, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, down the road. But as soon as we left our street and went up the hill, you couldn't see. It was just the sea fret was there, the mist was there, you couldn't see anything. It was like, oh, this is going to be fun, isn't it? But you know, Pack up was made, travelling was going. We were going to have fun no matter what. And she did. She had a great time, so that's fine. I know. I never walk quite so much. You know, you just Miranda about, and you're like, this is more tiring just poddling around, isn't it? Than anything else. Here we go. Here's the rest of the sentence. I sussed out that if I paint on a day, I need a break the next day. So I spent the day starting my base for Bubbles the Chunky Robot. Yes, I saw that. That's cool. And I'm glad that you've found a system, because you haven't been very well, have you? So we don't want to push you too much. We love seeing all your awesome work, but we want you to look after yourself. It's more important. But yes, lots of awesome pictures in our Discord. As always, we've got a couple of new people in Discord who are also posting up awesome work in progress and painted minis pictures. Some really, really cool stuff going on in there at the moment. I don't seem to have painted as much lately. Like it's not. I mean, at the moment I've got something sat in front of me, but all I've done is yak. I'm not really done anything, have I? But no, it's a bit slow. Don't know why. Oh, Moxie's card. Moxie's got some cards. I wonder what Moxie's going to make you do. Make you do something silly.
Yeah.
You can also win a Mighty Lancer Games Celans sticker and a Celans metal miniature from Streamloot chests. So there's that chance as well. Make us do something stupid, and you maybe could win something. So, yeah. Were you going to tell me what you were on with?
Yes, I'm just going to dilute down some, using some Water Plus. I'm just going to dilute down some Green Stuff World Nuclear White, because I want to put some. I'm gonna do where the eye lenses and stuff are, so I want them to look nice and bright. So I'm just going to put a little bit of white into the recess.
Moxident says freeze for 5 seconds.
Nobody move!
I can't do it.
Unfreeze! You're unfreeze now. Wait. Oh, you've broken him, Moxie. Maybe I need to...
No, it's because I realised that I'd frozen, but then I moved my eyes and it was really weird because I was going like...
I thought you were doing that on purpose. Pete says, I need a 24 model shop. I've just run out of undercoat. Oh, that's not good. We do open at 9 now, though, so, you know. 7 days a week. 9:05 Monday to Saturday, 10:04 on Sunday. Tony says, I've been really liking 8-bit spacing and scenic work that he shared with us in Discord. Some lovely work. It's absolutely awesome, some of that stuff. You are true. The water one was really cool. J-Star would like you to put a wig on. My darling.
I've left him over there.
I will get you a wig. He always does that, doesn't he?
I know. It's because I forget. When we're getting ready for the stream, Mrs. MLG is doing all the settings and all the other thing, and I'm very selfish, so just sit down and start painting stuff.
What's that one? Yeah, have that one. Have that one.
Have that one.
Where's the front? Where's the front? There's the front. Look, it has a fringe.
Oh, and a hat.
That's a fringe there.
Ah, right, okay.
And a hat.
Yeah, nice black. I think this one suits me.
Yeah.
Suits you, sir. Suits you.
Yeah.
Wicked D says that she purposefully waited until you had got up to get the wig.
And now you have to dance, boy. Dance with your wig and hat on.
Woo! I look like I'm having some kind of seizure.
You do dance rather fun.
Yeah. So I was gonna do the eye lenses and things all red, but I think that what I'm actually gonna do is use red on some of these bits on the backpacks. There's a couple of little bits behind their heads that are supposed to be lights and stuff. So I'm gonna do those red, but then the eye lenses on the helmets and this bit in the end of the sniper scope on the rifles. I think I'm going to use Tesseract Glow for that. Have you got some Tesseract Glow out, Mad?
Yep. No, it is away in the drawer where it's supposed to be.
Of course it is.
It will need a very good shape. If anybody's ever used Tesseract Glow before, it's really cool, but you do have to shaky it. I like it slightly when it's separated because the colour on top is a lot brighter. So you can use the stuff at the bottom if you get old paintbrushing, because that's darker, and then the one on the top is like luminous brightness. Whereas if you shake it up to be it's supposed to be, then you haven't got those two different colours. But that's just me. Would you like me to get it?
That's yes, please, my lovely. No, that's really useful because I want these to be really, really bright. So
making the backdrop wobble with me bottom. Yeah, so there, look.
Sorry.
So you've got that dark colour there.
Yeah.
At the bottom, and then you've got this light colours at the top.
Right.
And you're supposed to shake it so that it's all. But it gets mixed up that you can have two if you want. But, you know, you have to. Can't get out now.
You've got yourself stuck in the backdrop.
Got stuck in the backdrop.
Our forest backdrop.
Yeah. Back now. I'm back over here. I've got to try and figure out how I'm going to make these look like water spilling out of their bottles. How am I going to do that?
I don't know. You need some. You need some of that stuff, that UV resin stuff.
We ain't got any of
We haven't. Got some liquid frost.
that. Liquid frost is not very much, is it?
No.
Oh, look, Pete's patting me on the head.
What about the good old fashioned gloss varnish?
Yeah, but I need drops that aren't there to be coming out. It's alright. I'm messing. You carry on with what you're doing. I'll just have a little play over here with what I'm doing.
Yeah, right, okay. I'll just paint some eye lenses then.
You need to stop headbutting the camera. And then you can remember to actually show us what you're doing as well.
Okay.
Just, you know.
Yeah. Keep flicking the guys out the base. So what I'm going to do, I'll lift this guy up a little bit higher so we can maybe see him. I'll take this hat off because I've definitely had that on for a minute. Whew. It's amazing how hot a wig makes your head. Right. So little end of the sniper rifle bit there. And then eye lenses in the helmet. So because these guys are recon specialists, they've got extra bionic-y eye attachment bits going on, which is this funky metal bit here on the side. So that's got like a quite big lens in there built into his helmet, and then he's got another little bit on top of his head. So that one needs doing as well. I think that one's going to be red, and the main ones on his eye sockets are going to be green. And then these two little bits in here on the back of the backpack. There we go. Right, let's just see if we can get some Tesseract glow on before the end of the stream. So I'm using a different paintbrush this evening. I'm using a Zero Rosemary & Co. Sable Series 99 tonight. Wicked D's going to go and get set up. We'll see you soon. We sure will. Right then. Here we are. Some lovely bright green Tesseract glow. So we're going to use this straight out of the pot on these eye lenses. I think I'm going to go back. I haven't painted many of these guys to completion yet, but I think I'm going to go back and amend the ones that I've already done so they've got glowy green eyes instead of the red that I've previously done them with, because I think that these look pretty cool. We'll get that in there as well. A little bit of green in the end of the rifle. The Tesseract Glow, and then there's two other paints that are really great that came out at the same kind of time as the Nighthaunt. So that's Hexwraith Flame and Nighthaunt Gloom. They're really good colours as well. Nighthaunt Gloom is more of a kind of bluey colour, and Hexwraith Flame is like just a slightly darker green than this. Yeah, we did. Yeah, check. Have a look on YouTube. We did a comparison and put them over some different base coats to show you the difference of how they might turn out. But yeah, different shades of green, and I really hope that Games Workshop eventually do some other paints in this same kind of vein. Contrast doesn't really cut it in the same kind of thing. I hope that they do like a proper bright blue for like lenses and scanner glow and stuff like that. That'd be cool. Oh, and an orange. I think like an orange would be really cool as well.
You've only got 2 minutes left. Are you going to tell us what the stream, what's happening next week?
So our next stream after today will be next Monday, and next Monday's stream is going to be a bit more work on the dragon that I started the other day, Shavronir the Slayer. So we're going to try and get a bit more to completion done on her, the Reaper Red Dragon from Bones 5, a really nice mini. So that'll be on Monday at 8 PM. One thing with this, I'll just go back to telling you a little bit about this Tesseract Glow. If you do go outside the lines, for example, like I have done here on this scope, for example, it can just look, once it dries, it can just look like you've got a little bit of a glow going out at the edge of the end of your scope or whatever. So you don't necessarily have to go back and touch it up if you don't want to, because sometimes it can make a pretty cool effect on your minis. But I really like the look of how that's going on. So if I just lift that up so you can see, J-Star says we need a 24/7 MLG stream.
Oh, maybe if we ever became famous, we could celebrate.
So I don't know if you can see that, but that's
Oh, was that a look at me of focus this and stop messing about?
yeah, focus this and stop messing about.
Woohoo! raise it up a bit more first.
Right. There we are.
Bring it
So-
to me slightly. Okay, raise it up. There you go. Whoa, stop.
Yeah, he's right in the middle. There we go. Nice bright green eye lenses. Nice bright green, huge scope thing. That looks kind of cool. I like that. Bright green in the end of his gun. Super. Looks good to me. Right, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock. We're gonna go and raid. Hopefully over to
Yes, we are.
Wicked D's stream.
Thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully you come over to Wicked D. She's going to play some Gartic Fern. It's like a game where you do drawing and it's really fun. It's just a bit of light entertainment. It'd be awesome if you came over to there with us as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Moxie. Thank you, Pete, for